video number 21 for bass students. And in this video, we are going to learn how to play the D major scale. Now, what a scale is when you start on a particular note, and then you play every note in that key signature in order until you reach that same note name. So if you start on a D, you're going to play every note in between that open D, that lower D, and then the high D. Now, if you start on a G, you're going to play every note in between one G and the next. Okay? Right now, we only have the capability of playing the D major scale, and there's a couple reasons for that. First of all, you need to know the key signature of that scale. Well, we only know the key signature of D major right now. The other reason is you need to know every note in between. So although you do technically know two A's, you know open A and then you know the A on the G string, you don't know the notes in between. You don't know the notes on the A string yet. Okay? And of course, you don't know the key signature. You will eventually learn all of those things, but that's not till I think number 93 in your book that we're going to learn another scale. The next scale we'll learn will be G major. Okay, so today we're going to focus on D major. So again, we start on the name of the scale. We start on that note, D, and then we play every note in order until we reach the letter D again. So after D comes E, A, B, C, D, E, and then F, sharp, and then G. And of course, in our musical alphabet, after G comes A, and then B, and then C, sharp, and then we end with high D. So there we are. That is a 1-octave scale. Those of you that know a little bit more about music, you know that there can be scales that are 2 octaves and 3 octaves, and you will eventually learn those as well. For now, this is all we have the capability of doing. So before we try to play this, a couple things. Scales go up and they go down. You might remember from your book in number 31, it's called it Down the D scale. You can go back and look at that. It starts on a high D and comes down and ends on open D. Number 32 in your book is up the D scale. It starts on open D and goes to high D. A full scale is going to go up as well as down. Now let's talk about where we're going to need to shift for this. So there's only 2 notes that are in third position, and that is the C sharp and the high D. So after we play B, we need to shift to third position. So above that C sharp, I'm going to put -2. Why is that? The -2 means shift and then use second finger. The dash means to shift. We're going to shift to third position. And then on your way down, you're going to play high D, C sharp, and then shift back to first position for the B. Okay? So let's try that. The way we're going to do this is you're going to play 2 of each note. So you're going to play 2 open Ds, 2 Es, 2 F sharps, 2 Gs, all the way till you get to the high D, and then you're going to repeat high D. So how many high Ds are you really going to play in a row? Play 4. Okay? You're going to repeat it. So 2 and then 2 more. All right, try that with me. 2 of each. Ready, and go. D, D. Now E, 2 Es, 2 F sharps, 2 Gs, 2 As. Now I'm thinking about the shift. Now I shift right here, shift, C sharp, high D, start in high D, repeat that high D, now come down, C sharp, I'm thinking about the shift, and now I move, B, A. Now while I'm playing open G, I'm getting ready for F sharp. Okay? Let's going to try that together again. If you want to right now, pause the video and try it on your own so that you can get this. Go ahead, please. The part you might need to practice is the shift and maybe coming from open G to F sharp. If you find out that you were doing pretty well, but then you ended before me, one of 2 things probably happened. Either you just went too fast, or a very common problem, I haven't figured this out why this happens, but people very often on the way down the scale, they forget the open G. I don't know why, but they'll go directly from A to F sharp. So if it was really good just until the end, then check yourself and make sure you're not skipping that open G. Okay, let's try that again. And ready, and go. D, D. Now E, F sharp, G, A, B. Think about the shift. Now shift, go. C sharp, high D, repeat the high D, C C sharp, shift, A, G, don't forget that open G, bring your arm around, F sharp, E, D. Okay? Practice that. You're going to be playing that. You should be playing that every single day. We always start our day off with scales. Now that you know scales, start your day off with your D major scale. It's a great time to focus on being exactly with the metronome, to build strength, to get good habits. Because some of you might already, those of you that are just that smart, you might already have this scale memorized. Because it's just in order, right? It's pretty easy. So make sure that you're doing everything. Don't rush through it. Make sure it's in time. It's at the right tempo. You've got good position. You're building strength. It's one of those muscle memory things that will help you later on. So keep practicing that, and I'll see you in the next video.